When you read the JFK conspiracy, you're going to see the affairs. You're going to see what happened. You're going to see who with. And there's even a moment right before they get married where one of JFK's dear friends comes up to Jackie and says, "You know he likes women." And the message he's sending is he's not going to stop sleeping around. And Jackie knows that going in. This isn't some shock, but she just thinks she's going to change him. That's why we use the word Camelot today. She was writing his legacy before anyone else could. Let's talk about who really killed JFK. If you look in the 70s, after Watergate happens, people they don't trust the government anymore. Nixon's in power. Watergate has distrust for the government at an all-time high. It was the height of the Cold War, so we thought it was our enemies at the time, right? It had to be the Cubans. It had to be the Russians. It's the Cold War. Who killed JFK? It's the mob. In the 80s, as the Godfather movies peak. So decade by decade, if you want to know who killed JFK, it's whoever America's most afraid of at that moment in time.
You do talk about JFK's affairs and his, can you talk a little bit about his relationship with Jackie, what you learned, how this changed you at all?
So Jackie is by far probably my favorite part of this entire book. And we don't pull our punches with Jackie. We show you, when you read the JFK conspiracy, you're going to see the affairs. You're going to see what happened. You're going to see who with. And there's even a moment right before they get married where one of JFK's dear friends comes up to Jackie and says, "You know he likes women." And the message he's sending is he's not going to stop sleeping around. And Jackie knows that going in. This isn't some shock. But she just thinks she's going to change him. But it's obviously devastating. It's devastating. And the thing that strikes me about Jackie, when I was researching the book and when Josh and I were talking about her, is that I kept thinking to myself, well, where's Camelot? Because everyone always associates Camelot with JFK and Jackie. And I kept looking and saying, when does the word Camelot come into play? Where's that? And I finally realized that the word Camelot doesn't come into the JFK lexicon until after JFK is killed.
Yeah.
It's after he's shot in Dallas that Jackie is obviously distraught, and you'll see the entire that day in Dallas in the book. We end the book with that, of course. And you'll see it from a perspective you've never seen before. You'll see it from Jackie's perspective and from Clint Hill's, her Secret Service agent's perspective. But Jackie's so distraught, she says at the end she'll grant one interview on the subject of her husband's death. Just one interview. And she invites this one reporter to her house, and he's there from, I think, 8 o'clock until midnight, and he's getting the interview. And it's there that Jackie tells him this one exclusive story. And she says that back when JFK was alive and they were living in the White House, his back was always giving him issues. So what he used to do is, to calm him down, she would put on a record, this song of this play that he loved. And it was a play called, of course, Camelot. And in Camelot, that was what would relax him. And that's where the word Camelot is first used. It's not JFK who puts it in there, it's Jackie who puts it in there. And we have to know, Jackie was originally a reporter, so she was a member of the press. She was hounded by the press. She was eaten alive by the press. But make no mistake, she was a master of the press. She's the one who put that word into our lexicon. That's why we use the word Camelot today. She was writing his legacy before anyone else could. And you'll see when you read the JFK conspiracy, you'll never, ever look at Jackie the same way again. She's amazing.
Yeah, truly. Can you give us, thoughts on Clint Hill?
So one of the reasons we were able to do this book is thanks to Clint Hill and the amazing book he wrote with his wife, Lisa McCubbin. And obviously, rest in peace, Clint Hill. He was alive when we were researching the book. And he, when Clint Hill gets the assignment of a lifetime, and he's told that he's going to be put on presidential detail, and he thinks he's won the lottery, right? He's like, I'm going to go guard the president's, every Secret Service agent's greatest, idea. They're like, this is the ultimate assignment. And then he finds out that he's not guarding the president. He doesn't get assigned to JFK. He gets assigned to the First Lady, to Jackie Kennedy. He actually thinks it's a disaster. He's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to be like guarding tea parties and with the ladies who lunch, and this is terrible. It's the worst assignment. But he has no idea that he's assigned to Jackie Kennedy, arguably one of the greatest first ladies we've ever had. And when he first meets her, the reason why they assign him is because he's young, just like Jackie is, and he's got young kids, and they know that she's got this young family, and they're like, maybe he'll have something in common. And when he first starts guarding her, he's walking behind her, she's walking ahead, and she used to go on these like long walks, and he wouldn't even get close to her. But then she'd start slowing down, and then she'd start asking him questions. And a couple days or a couple weeks after that, she starts talking to him, comparing what it's like to be a young family, comparing what it's like to live in Washington under that spotlight, comparing what it's like to be in this lifestyle that no one else can understand. And this beautiful, real friendship is struck. And so when Jackie goes into labor, as I said, it's Clint Hill who's one of the first ones there. Wake him up in the middle of the night and get him there. And he, of course, is the one on that fateful day in Dallas that jumps on the back of the motorcade and is truly, he sees Jackie and he sees her reaching for stuff. I won't ruin the scene because you have to see it with your own eyes. But one of the endings of the JFK conspiracies, we show you the real assassination. You see Jackie grasping for something, and he's like, what's she grasping for? And it was basically parts of her husband's head that she's trying to put back together. And it's a perspective I'd never seen before. I've obviously done so much research on the JFK true assassination, but when we did the JFK conspiracy, to see, you see the phone call that he has with with Bobby Kennedy, and Bobby Kennedy's asked Clint Hill, how bad is it? And Clint Hill's like, as bad as it gets. And this conversation is a stunner. And full credit to Clint Hill, again, may he rest in peace, one of the greatest to ever do it. But it's his point of view that gives us so much insight into what's happening at that moment in time, tells us about the argument with Mamie Eisenhower, or the standoff, that's happening with all these people is thanks to Clint Hill's perspective.
Wow. All right. I know you're running out of time. We're having tech issues, so we'll leave it here. But I'm going to type this. What's next for you?
Yeah. I mean, so before I talk about that, let's talk about the one thing that needs to be discussed on this. Let's talk about who really killed JFK. So you want to know who killed JFK?
Yes.
If you look in the 1960s, right when he was killed, we thought that his killer was the height of the Cold War. So we thought it was our enemies at the time, right? It had to be the Cubans. It had to be the Russians. It's the Cold War. If you look in the 70s, after Watergate happens, people they don't trust the government anymore. Nixon's in power. Watergate has, distrust for the government at an all-time high. So guess who we think killed JFK then? Well, it had to be an inside job. The government is the one who did it. It's the CIA killed JFK. It's LBJ who killed him. If you look in the 80s as the Godfather movies peak, who killed JFK? It's the mob. So decade by decade, if you want to know who killed JFK, it's whoever America's most afraid of at that moment in time. And to me, that's what conspiracies are. They're just mirrors that you hold up. And you show me your favorite conspiracy, and I'll show you who you are. As for me and what's next, we have another conspiracy book after the JFK conspiracy. I do a whole line of kids' books. So we've done I Am Amelia Earhart, I Am Abraham Lincoln, I Am Rosa Parks. We're now going to do I Am Teddy Roosevelt because of my obsession with him as a president. And we're going to do We Are the Wright Brothers. So we'll do those in the kids' book series. And then we also just came out with my new thriller, which is The Viper, which is, if you like stories like this, full of really good research. If you read The Viper, I'll just say this, you'll never look at witness protection the same way again. It's an inside look at witness protection. And you know what? I'll end with that. I'm going to end with the opening of another book. Okay. The Viper opens with a man who walks into a funeral home carrying his favorite blue suit because he's got a terminal disease, and this is the suit he wants to be buried in. And so here's the thing. If you go into your local bank and you open up a safety deposit box, paperwork gets filed. It means the government can eventually track it. Same thing if you go to the P.O. box and you open up, at your UPS store, paperwork gets filed there too. But If you secretly sew something into the lining of your favorite suit and you hand that suit to your local mortician, you have an ultimate untraceable hiding spot. So man goes back from the funeral home, goes to his hotel room. There's a man with a gun waiting, says, "Where is it?" The man with the suit says, "I don't know what you're talking about." He shoots the man dead. That suit is still in the funeral home. It's hidden in there. You will not believe what's hidden inside that suit or who's about to find it. And that is chapter 1 of The Viper. So that's the one that just came out.
I love it. I love it. Well, now we have 2 books to recommend from this. Thank you so much. I don't know how much of this you'll hear. I might record another outro, after you leave and get that. But this is an honor to talk to you. I'm going to type in the chat here. Thanks so much.
No, I appreciate it. It's all good, brother. This has been the best one we've done. I can't wait to see how you tape it together.
I know. Good luck. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later.